the Oludasile, founder of Nord Motors here. We are doing another extensive, exclusive interview with him. Please, can you tell us how you even conceptualized and started Nord Motors? What year did you start it?
Okay, I started Nord in 2017, and commercially we started about a year later, or a year and a half later. So I started Nord because I used to work for Mercedes-Benz, and at the time I co-founded a dealership of Mercedes-Benz called Jet Van. And at that time we're selling Mercedes-Benz, but suddenly the Naira lost a lot of value and people couldn't buy our Mercedes-Benz vehicles anymore, both the passenger cars and the commercial vehicles. So we felt that, I felt that instead of just losing the entire market, why not create vehicles that are affordable and elegant and easy to maintain. So basically, Nigerians want vehicles that they can buy at a good price. But they also want vehicles that are reliable, that are elegant, that are easy to maintain. So I looked at it and I said we can go to different original equipment manufacturers and bring these machines, this equipment to Nigeria and create our own vehicle that would allow Nigerians to drive brand new vehicles at the best price.
So when you started, was it entirely your money or you had to get investors in? I mean, how did all of that happen?
So when I started,
how's the best way to be able to raise capital for starting an auto company?
So when I started, it was entirely my money. At the time when I started, I owned the company 100%. At that time, I felt it was okay, but quickly I exhausted the money within maybe 6 months. So I had to go to a bank first. Most times people actually go to maybe investors, but most investors didn't listen to me at that time. So I went to a bank, and the bank borrowed me some money, which I used to produce the first test unit. And the bank is Sterling Bank. That's why I respect them a lot, and I think that Sterling Bank is the reason why Nord is still standing. So they saw the dream and they loaned us our very first money. And after that, we returned the money within 3 months. And somebody in my church saw me and decided to loan me some money on a profit sharing basis. And from then, some investors came and I sold some little part of the company to them. And that's the story. That's what's been since then.
What are the lessons people should learn before they get investors in? Because you've also been hurt in the past and you're doing business. What are the lessons you learn?
So first things first, to get a very good lawyer. Not just a lawyer, like some lawyers are lawyers, but some are, like I said, not just a lawyer, a very good lawyer that has the object, that understands that they have to serve you and they have to protect you and they have to advise you right. Not just a lawyer who sees your business as a brief to make profit or to earn a living or to pay salaries. Lawyers that know that they will have to advise you the right way. So that's number one, because you need to ensure that you enter into contract. You cannot have any verbal agreement. Every agreement must be documented. Any agreement that is not documented is probably can be denied, which means that it's not there. So that's number one. Number two, you have to understand the end goal. You have to be long term in your thinking. You have to ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want to achieve? And ensure that in your negotiation that objectives are captured, or those objectives are captured.
Have a good lawyer that is even passionate about your business. A lawyer that cares for you. Understand the end goal. When you first started, how difficult was it to make profit? Because profit is another problem.
Well, even till now, we are about 7 years old and we're not yet profitable. So
when you are paying your loans.
Yeah, so we're paying our loans, we're
employing people, paying your salaries.
We are growing. So what we're trying to do is to grow and to a point when we have the market share, and from then onwards we would have, because we're also buying equipment, buying things, growing capacity. So by that time we will have the volume. We'll be doing the volume. I think that eventually when we break even, we'll become very profitable quickly. So that's the plan.
Oh, okay, let's talk about how difficult it is to get market share, because there are many other competitors too. The Nigerian automotive sector is beginning to boom. And in case you're just joining this is an interview with Nord Motion, Nord Motors, and you've got Toby, the CEO here. He's talking to us live on this platform. So as I was asking before, how do you get
The market share.
the market share?
So it's the plan is quite simple. Nigerians want elegant, reliable vehicles that are easy to maintain at a very good price.
Yeah.
So, and that's exactly what Nord has done. We've used parts from some of the biggest OEMs in Japan at about half the price. So we are giving you the same. I don't want to mention their brands. We are giving you the same quality as some of the most popular and reliable brands in the world, but we are selling it for half the price. So when you come to the showroom, for example, or when you buy a Nord, when you open the hood or check the brake pad, you are more or less driving a very popular Japanese brand, but you are buying it for half the price. So for us, it's a lot easier for us to gain market share. We just have to get into the room and get the opportunity. I think most times when we get into a bid, we win the bid. In most cases, although I know one or two competitors that are giving us a run for our money, but most times we win.
Another thing I would like to ask you is, how has government supported you?
The government has supported. I have to say that first things first. The support has been there, but we all agree that it could be a lot better. But the support is there, and we just need to let them know that the Executive Order 5 has to be implemented a lot more, and just also remind them that the more made in Nigeria vehicles that we buy, the more jobs will be created, and the more money that will remain in the country. And when more money remains in the country, we are able to consume more. When we consume more, the GDP grows, the economy is better. So,
let me ask you this: can you actually make a presidential car, something for President Tinubu as to speak, that will bulletproof and world class? Because a Nigerian president needs to drive made in Nigeria car.
Yes, we can. We are hoping that happens. That can happen within months if he wants us to do it. We actually have a design of in Nigeria, Russia has their own, the US have their own.
So you've actually designed already Nigerian presidential car
that we have in our file.
Can you show me? Can you show?
Well, I don't want to show you.
Okay.
But we have it. It's similar to what the US president drives. So, and it's going to be bulletproof. It's going to
bomb-proof.
Bomb-proof. It's going to have its own compartments for medical care and blood bank and telecom and every other thing that the president would need. So anytime they are ready, we're ready to deliver it to them. It might take us about 8 months to produce it.
Because that would be good for Nigerian car for
it's ready.
Nigerian
the
president.
Design is ready. Everything is ready. If they call us for a conversation, we'll go and meet them and we'll produce it. Like I said, maximum 8 months should be ready.
Let's talk about the African market. How big are you in other African market? What other countries can we see Nord?
We have some customers in Egypt. In fact, our very first export was to Egypt.
Ooh.
I was hoping that it would be more. That if I knew, I would have tweeted it a lot more when it happened. When the customer bought some test units, and I was hoping that they told they're going to buy 20 more. So I didn't want to, because I like to work inside. But someone even wrote it yesterday when we talked about the FRS that Nord likes to work in silence, and that's very true. So I was hoping that when they like it, because I knew they were going to like it, and they ordered the 20, we'll just talk about how we sold 20 units in Egypt. However, Egypt, went into their own problems. This was in 2021, just after when the world opened up, late 2020. So they went into their own FX issues, even worse than Nigeria actually. And they told us that they couldn't get the FX to pay us. Of course, we can't be paid in Egyptian currency. We don't need it, so we needed to be paid FX, so we couldn't do the business. So we also have Nord is quite popular in Ghana.
Okay.
Nigerians who go to Ghana will tell you that they've driven in Nord a lot. So a lot of transport companies in Accra, Ghana use Nord. We also have some customers in Ivory Coast. Yeah, during the AFCON, some of the vehicles used was Nord.
Was not. So you have tentacles all over Africa. Yes. And there's also the story of one of the longest serving transport companies in this country that use FOSA. They use your car. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah. So FX, one of the they've been existing since 1970 something. Yeah. So one of the oldest transport companies, and about 3 years ago they started using Nord, and since then they haven't stopped using Nord. They are one of our biggest customers. They buy from us, so they give us, I call it steady cash flow, because they bought from us 3 years ago and they haven't turned back. They've stopped buying other brands. They just always bought our vehicles, and they tell us that our vehicles make them break even faster because we are giving them the same quality as the popular Japanese vehicle and for half the price.
Tell me about your partnership with Unilag and some of the new cars you're having coming up for taxis and all of that.
Well, we went to Unilag because we believe we have a goal, even if not in generation, but we have a goal to dominate the world, the entire world. And as someone who works for Mercedes-Benz in the past, I know the importance of research and development in making cars. So we've always taken R&D very seriously. But we used to do it in Germany and in China. But I think during a conversation with some professors, they gave us the opportunity of doing establishing our research and development center in Unilag. And that was really nice. So we built, like you said it, one of the biggest R&D centers in this part of the world for automobile inside a university campus, so that we can tap into the knowledge of the brilliant students and the professors there, so we can create something that the world will make mobility better for everybody, not just in Nigeria, but in the entire world. And when that happens, Nord, and by extension Nigeria, will be a world leader in mobility. So we have, because of that, we're also designing smaller cars that will make taxis very, very affordable. Like, the really small cars that will make movement from one point to another in the major cities in Nigeria easy.
And you have CNG and electric cars?
Yes. So we've supplied CNG vehicles to buses, pickups, to the state government, to some transporters. We also supplied now to FIRS. We're also in conversation and discussion to supply to other parastatals of the federal government. And also EV. We also supplied 120 units of electric bicycles to the Kano State, in partnership to some entities, in partnership with the Kano State government.
So you also have you can do the models as electric cars if they want?
Yes, we have. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
People are saying, are the cars rugged enough for local roads?
Yes, that's everybody. You can ask everybody who drives a Nord. It's very rugged. Very, 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 very. That's one of the things the strategy initially was to show people that we can build strong cars. And now I think everybody knows. So we're even now trying to show people that, they can do soft cars too. So we're going to do a launch of the new Nord A3 and the Nord A9. And those are going to be soft cars, because I know we've earned Nigeria's trust when it comes to durable, strong cars. I'm sure you ask around anywhere, when you mention Nord, the image anybody has is, a vehicle that is very, very strong.
What scares you the most about the Nigerian economy?
I hope we don't get to the point where hope is lost, we give up. Because if for a country of 200 million people, if that happens, that will be a catastrophe for the entire world, not only for Nigeria or Africa. And we just need to stop that. And like I said earlier, the way to resolve that is to actually find a way to create. There are ways. Some of us have tweeted some of the ways. We have to find a way to improve consumption.
In the future, do you see like an expansion where, Nigerians Nord can make trains for Nigerian railway lines and also, other mobility?
Well, we're working on making drones and ships. We've not thought about trains for now.
Ships?
Yeah, we're talking about making ships and we started making drones. If you're aware of that,
yeah.
We're making drones. We have drones if people want. We have, and the software was written by brilliant students of Unilag and some staff of Nord. So we have drones already, and but we're also making ships. But for trains, we haven't looked at that yet.
Ships?
Yeah.
How many ships have you made?
No, we've not made. We've made boats.
Boats, okay.
But that's the first step. We're hoping that when the need arises, we can make a ship.
Your manufacturing plant is in Ekpe. Tell us how that's been able to provide jobs and transform people's lives.
So the manufacturing plant in Ekpe can make about 8 vehicles a day. The one in Unilag can make 5 vehicles a day. But you need to ask, okay, 8 vehicles a day, 5 vehicles a day here. That's a combination of 13 vehicles a day. We haven't done 150 vehicle a year before. So it means that at our current capacity, we were exhausted in just maybe 15 days. So basically we are seriously underutilized. So anytime we're in Ekpe, some of the market women tell me that anytime we're in Ekpe, we create activity because the woman that is selling corn comes, the woman that is selling this there, because we bring a lot of people there. But most times we are done assembly within 2 days or 3 days, and we are gone again for another 4 months. And let me see, I've not said it before. Because of that, we've been robbed there 3 times because nobody is there. So only the security is there, and sometimes they tie him down, and they go in and they rob. So we've been robbed in that place 3 times. So for that reason, we actually moved away a lot of and of course when they rob and say equipment, very expensive equipment were stolen. So we've moved away equipments that are very expensive from that location, because we can only keep it there if we are sure that we'll keep producing. We cannot produce today and we're not there for another 3 months. So we do most of the production in Unilag now.
Thank you so much, for sharing this. And this is going to be a going concern where we keep talking about the great things you and other auto Nigerian, manufacturers are doing. Thank you so much for your time, Toby.